Hey everybody, so today's a very hard video for me. Very hard. So when we decide to go get weight loss surgery or plastic surgery, right? We're signing up for all the risks that come along with it. Every last bit of it. Because we want what we want so bad, we take those risks. But what happens when a facility puts our lives at danger unnecessarily? Stay tuned.
Here is an example of something that perhaps you haven't seen.
So welcome back. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you have not already done so, like the video and hit the bell so that you know when I am uploading videos. I don't do it often, just when I have something to tell and share with y'all, because I share everything with y'all. Because I feel like if we're going on this journey together and I'm giving you my side of my journey, then be explicit and tell you everything. Like today, I just went to the place and got all my supplements from the metabolic research place that I talked about in my last video, because I know that I need help. So that's a whole other video. But today, I want to talk about the risks that we put ourselves in. And with a heavy heart, the risks that every surgeon puts their patients at risk. I'm struggling to talk about it because I stand behind. I love Dr. Rain at Mia Aesthetics, Chicago. They've done right by me. Like me, my journey was freaking amazing. The bedside manner, the post-op, the pre-op, my massages at Mia, him responding to me via text, him giving me his phone number. You know, I live out of town. Like I didn't have the issues that I'm seeing from the ladies on Facebook. I joined a Facebook group called Mia Aesthetics Chicago for Rain dolls, and Mia Aesthetics Chicago for Cysto dolls. I joined those way back. When I first knew that I wanted to have surgery, I joined the groups to get the tea, you know? And I found myself getting so aggravated when people talk about Dr. Rain. Like when they say, oh, my tummy tuck ain't straight and I'm still returning fluid. I'm like, well, what you doing? Are you doing your aftercare? Like, cause that's a part of it. Like, did you give him something to work with as far as a canvas? Like some people want to look fabulous, but don't want to do nothing to work on it. Like you want to still eat crazy. You want to not get your massages. Don't wear your faja because you want to look good without it. But that's not why I'm here today. That was a whole other rant. Sorry, I got triggers, y'all. But I'm here today because I read something on the Facebook group that bothered me to my absolute core. Pause. I went the other day, y'all may have saw it. Hulu had a special of trafficking or some crazy black market plastic surgery, and they featured Jolie on there. Remember Jolie? I was talking about Jolie way back when I was getting ready to have the surgery done. I put my deposit down at Jolie and I decided against Jolie because I found me in Chicago. Long story short, they were on there because they were saying that so many BBLs get done per day and the doctor can't do them all. So many deaths happened at Jolie and the assistants are doing all the work. And I'm like, dang, that's trifling. But y'all, I found out, and she's not lying. There's proof. There's proof. And there was a girl on Facebook that said that she was near death. And she put a long post out about it. And it wasn't her post-op care. It bothers me. I get kind of like emotional. It wasn't her post-op. This woman have a husband and she has some children. But it wasn't her post-op care that caused her to have a near-death experience. It wasn't the fact that she didn't get cleared by a real doctor. What happened was both of her lungs were punctured and they both collapsed. It happened while she was under the care. Oh my God, I even hate saying it. Under the care of Dr. Rain. It bothers me because I just think back to a lot of stuff and it just really frustrates me. So about her. So both of her lungs were punctured and they didn't think, the critical thinking skills weren't there. Like, Mia waited 4 hours before they got this woman assistance and help. They didn't have their own x-ray machine at Mia. She was in the ICU. They didn't notify her family until 4 hours after it happened. Not when, not during, but after. The reason why they waited so long is because it wasn't Dr. Rain that punctured her lungs. It was an assistant or an unlicensed person. I heard unlicensed. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. What I'm saying is it wasn't him that did the liposuction. It was someone else, unlicensed or licensed. Either way, it wasn't him. Because that person punctured both of her lungs and critical thinking wasn't there, they waited. She went to the ICU, ventilators. They put 2 stents in her chest to pump her lungs up. And she just was, you know, they went on with the surgery though. Like, I don't know to get mad or just, they went on with the surgery and even though her vitals were still dropping, her vitals were not normal, they proceeded with the procedure, her surgery. You know, that's scary for me because the lack of critical thinking wasn't there. Like if her vitals are dropping, why not stop and figure out what the heck is going on with her vitals? And come to find out, you know, it was an assistant that was doing the lipo. And I questioned it for a second, you know. Dr. Rain told her that this had never happened before in his whole career. And maybe it had not because he didn't do it. Someone else that was unskilled did it. The rushing, when you're getting lipo, they're jabbing in here, right? They're getting all of it out. And you can easily puncture lungs that sit right beside under your rib cage. Your lungs are literally, excuse my faja, your lungs are literally behind your rib cage. And if they're doing lipo 360, I can understand exactly how an unskilled person could do so. And that sort of makes me very upset. Upset for her, but also upset because when I think back, I remember I telling my husband, well, dang, did I even have lipo? He was like, I mean, you paid for it. Yeah, but on my video that the marketing department sent me, I saw my breast lift, I saw my tummy tuck, I saw all the things, but I did not see my liposuction. Now, when I look at my body, I can tell without a shadow of a doubt that I had lipo to my sides. Like that happened. That was truly a thing. That took place. I know that I did because there's nothing here. There is no, I can't even grab my skin. That's how much they took off. Like, took off. So The only explanation for that is they didn't have that part of the video because Dr. Rain did not do my lipo. And if that was on video, that's incriminating. That's incriminating. And that's what pisses me off. So anybody could have been at risk, you know, and not know it. But when you are the first case of the day, there's no need to really get a lot of assistance, you know, because you're the first person. But when I do the math, when do they stop doing surgeries at Mia? From what I understand, the last surgery is at 3 o'clock. If I had my surgery at 5:45 in the morning and I got it at 12:50, that's 7 hours. So that means you had to have done one BBL that takes 2 hours. That's the only procedure you could have done was a BBL. But if you did more than that, would have been the assistants that was doing the work. You know, I'm just really perturbed right now. And I really don't even feel comfortable recommending anybody. Because so here's another thing. You do sign, in the contract, it does say that someone will be assisting. It's not the one that you take home. It's the one that you're signing at the day of pre-op. That's the one that says there will be assistance. However, it doesn't express how much assistance, whether they're licensed or not. However, they should never be doing the full procedure like that and without the doctor in the actual, you know, room. Because things could go left real quick, as they did for her. So I would just say, if you're going to have any types of surgery, cosmetic wise, make sure that you're reading your contract. And I didn't do this, and I wish I would have had it, because I think back then was some scary mess, boy. It was scary. You need to have, sorry, my battery's about to die, a strategic plan in case something goes wrong. What's the plan? If you're not, if for some reason your family don't hear from the doctor or you or whatever within so many hours after your surgery, start calling, going up there. There has to be some kind of plan in play. Because if not, you're under and you can't protect yourself. Most times I would say, you know, protect the investment after the fact, but I'm going to just say this: protect yourself, protect your life. If you have not gotten surgery yet, and you're thinking about it, I don't want to discourage you from doing it, but do ask questions. If you have a doctor that you just love, no one's perfect. You got to ask the questions for you and your health. Ask and be explicit and deliberate in whatever you're asking. And never feel like what you're asking is unreasonable for an answer. Because we paying $12 plus $1,000 for surgeries. And we're putting our lives in their hands. So if I want to ask you 21 questions, I'm going to need 21 answers. That's the attitude y'all should have going into surgery. Because you're worth it. With that being said, y'all, just take care. Have a good night.